How? Why? Full gas up these hills, man. No mercy. Gee, I hate this game, dude. All right, boys, this is it. Stage 2, Race Scotland. Man, it's really something. It's pretty nice being the lesser-known YouTuber, especially when your name is Eric. Just really special. Shout out to Eric Lee of Don't Get Drop Cycling. He's in the house, about to be driving this bus. I know he's a long-distance road racer. I'm not too afraid of him. Roy's in the house. He's been a long-time supporter of my channel. This thing's not but 10 miles. I believe it's 9.5. 5 laps. Looking at the profile, there's like a long... I don't know how to gauge this. It seems kind of long. Ramp up, but anyways, we'll see. 10 seconds, here we go. This dude on a safety bike. Get real, bruh. Oh, that thing makes me laugh every time I see it. You doofus!
I was super amped for this ride. Let me tell you, stage 2, it just brings some new excitement. It's a new map, a lot of hype around it. I'm so just amped to be riding this crit. However, I know it is a crit.
Alrighty, 5 laps starts now.
Yeah, so that was the lead-in, pretty chill, but I know it's a crit, and it's been a minute since I've done any sort of crit race. I've talked about it before, but all last season, basically all I did was Crit City. And let me tell you something, spoiler alert, this is not Crit City, obviously, but also, like, if you are king of Crit City, yeah, well, good luck in Glasgow, because it is not the same. So, of course, riding in the B category, I don't have a great track record racing against other Bs, so my goal is to stay with the group, finish with the group, and, of course, not get dropped. Pretty new to, like, different power-ups, anything outside a truck, a feather, and an arrow boost. I don't really know what they are, what they do. Burrito.
Holy
and
smokes.
Look at this hill, man. It's like, oh, burrito. It doesn't help
this
you.
Hill.
It ruins
What the heck?
everybody else around you. It kills the draft. So here we are going up this 9% grade. Dude, what kind of crit race is this? It has a 9% grade, but like multiple. That was like a double hill right there. Not only that, you're not drafting off anyone because everybody's using their burrito. So I'm kind of like figuring this out while I go. You do this descent, you whip around the corner, and it kicks right back up. So some key things to know: do not panic, because as soon as it spikes up, like if you're not right with the group as it crests over the hill and begins the descent, like you do have a second chance. So there is some forgiveness in this pretty difficult route. What makes it so hard is just those couple of kickers, and let me tell you, they are kicking, dude. Like they're pretty tough. I mean, even right here, I mean, yeah, some might call that, oh, it's just a little roller. Yeah, what rolls at 7%? I don't know. I think that kind of hurts. So there's Eric, and he's just hauling on his safety bike like a doofus. I was so excited to do this lap 1 under the belt right now. It's like, okay, the good news is I can only do this 4 more times. The bad news is I have to do this thing 4 more times, and I'm expected to be just zapped by the end of this. So we're just plugging away. I'm just trying to stay with everybody. Field of 30, I think it boiled down to 15, 20 by the end of the first lap. I think I didn't actually go back and look because you'll see at the very end my mental state is let's describe it in one word: unstable. Actually, I could barely hold my head up, but nonetheless. Also, I do want to point out, if you notice, I did move the bike. I do have a new pain cave, so I got all these windows around me. It's about 35 degrees outside, so it's freezing. There's not a whole lot of air moving from these windows, but it's real cold, sucking in that cold air. So we're going up this double kicker again. It's nice because it flattens out, and my strategy was just spin your brains out. I don't typically do a higher cadence, but I've seen other people do a high cadence, and it works for them pretty well. So I kind of need to mimic that until I find out what works for me, because clicking it down and grinding on steep kickers like this for 5 laps, I didn't anticipate that going well for me. So I am just spinning at like 95 plus watts just about every hill. So that's one thing I was working on, just trying to nail down a proper cadence that's going to work best for me, for my riding style, for a 5-lap crit. So I opted for a higher cadence. Now on the flats, I would click it down a couple, 82 to 80, 85-ish. But look, I mean, I feel like every other turn, it's spiking right back up. But that's only in like the back half. Now in the rest of it, it was relatively flat actually. So anytime it's not on a hill, there is a bunch, which was nice, and we are drafting with each other. But anytime you're going uphill or downhill, people are dropping burritos like it's candy at a parade or something. And that, I tell you what, man, the people of Zwift who designed this route with these punchy climbs, with these rollers, I'll put those in air quotes, and only burritos, are some real sickos, man, because it was so painful just doing this lap after lap after lap.
Why?
And I'm yo-yoing, man. Let me tell you, again, I am out of practice of doing crit races. So I'm either kind of dangling off the back, or I'm like off the front by like 2 or 3 meters. So it's like there's not a whole lot of in between. For example, right here, oh man, Eric Lee hits me with the burrito right there. Even though I'm right beside him, but whatever. So yeah, and everyone gets a little squirrely. They're trying to go in with as much momentum as they can on these climbs, rightfully so. Man, even watching this back, it's like, holy smokes, like putting out 600 plus watts every time, 550 to 650, like it's crazy effort. And again, I'm the lightweight rider. I got to be with the group on that descent. So that's what I do right here. I have to kick it over it. So again, a little bit of hindsight, you do kind of have a second chance. You can't, be behind a ton, but you do have another opportunity immediately following. So, but again, you got to stay with it though, because it does pick right back up, and then it goes right back down. So I wouldn't say it's like a steady flowing effort, or a course, but it's definitely choppy. I think that might be a better term for it. But that's really only in that back half, because now we kind of wrap around this church or whatever that was, and there's one more, and then it kind of levels out for the kind of the rest of it. So there it is, man. 3 down, 2 more to go. Heart rate surprisingly intact. I'm 169. That is not outrageous. That's manageable. That is manageable. I didn't really catch it on those uphills, but also I think I was doing like such a high effort. It's almost like my heart rate couldn't even keep up, because you just I'm not grinding. I'm not putting a ton of force, but I'm just spinning it. It's pretty light, and I'm just trying to get up these hills as fast as I can, stay with everybody, or at least at the very minimum stay towards the front half of the group, because it does get a little strung out. I'm not trying to hang out in the back half to see how many people we actually have at this point in the race altogether. Not about that right now. I'm just trying to stay in with everybody. But look, I was towards the back, and I was in like 12, 13, so probably 15, 16 out of the 30 or so. But even on the flatter portions, I mean, I am putting out a lot of power, and the spikes of power are big, pretty sustained efforts. So again, and that's one thing, a lot of people seem to be using the burritos on the uphill portion, but especially in these first couple of laps, people are really experimenting where it would be best suited. Is that the uphill, or is that the downhill portion right here? Like if you're hanging off the back, and someone dropped a burrito right at the descent, that would ruin me, because that's where I need to catch up to everybody or be with everybody. I don't need it so much on the hill. So it was interesting to see where people were using it, or some people were just kind of using it as a throwaway coming up to the banner. And there are a couple banners. That's kind of important to know. So a couple of takeaways from this route is don't freak out. Obviously, stay with the group as best you can. But if you do start getting dropped on that double punch of a hill, don't freak out immediately. You do have a second chance immediately following. So that's something to take away. And also know you're only getting burritos. You're not, like, as much as a benefit that a feather would have, a drafting boost, even an arrow boost towards the finish line would have for you. Nope. They went with the most evil thing that they could think of, and that is a burrito. Here's the finish line. I mean, it's like a 1% going up to it, so it's not bad. Yeah, sure, an arrow would be fantastic right there. A drafting boost would be fantastic right there. But nope, you only get burritos. So use it wisely, use it well. It's one of those things, like, it doesn't help you, it just makes it that much harder for everybody else. Which
full gas up these hills, man.
As a byproduct,
no mercy.
Yeah, it makes it better for you. But going into the last lap here, Eric Lee just flies off the front, and that makes me very unhappy because we still have a full 1.5 miles left, and everyone gets like their chase pants on, and I didn't want them to do that because I was really hurting. I'm dying here. Heart rate does not reflect that, but like my legs are tired because I don't usually spin this high for this long. Everybody hits the burrito right before the hill, a little early even. I was trying to save mine till at least the second half. But again, it doesn't help you directly. It just kind of ruins the fun for everybody else. So I do start dropping back a little more than I want to with a 1 second gap. The group in front of me go down this hill. I'm not resting. I got to keep pedaling. Dude, I put the power down as it was negative 5% just as it goes around in hopes to catch up, like a slingshot kind of method. Didn't really do anything. But I keep the power down here, especially on the downhill portions, trying to like carry that momentum into the next uphill portion. Close the gap, not time-wise, but they're right there. Can I stay with them? Coming around, last half mile here. They are just out of sight, and the group dynamic is whooping my butt. It doesn't matter if there's a burrito. I got 3 seconds on the guy behind me. This last kicker, I give everything I can. It's just not enough. I'm fighting the pack. So look at me. I'm falling over the bars and everything. What a wreck. Here we go into the last several hundred feet, and we're gonna just throw away the burrito. No one's going to catch me. Got too much time on him with the 1 second gap on the rider behind me. I do my best to keep the pedal turning, keep the power down, roll across for 9th place overall, 7th on Zwift Power. Not only that, let's take a look at this. 307 normalized. Are you kidding? 3.8 watts per kilo for 20 minutes? Heck yeah.
3.7? 280 watts. 22 minutes. That's the new FTP if I've ever seen. I'm done, dude. I'm going to bed. Nothing. What? Wait, what? Dude. $280 watts? 22 minutes? Nothing? I hate this game, dude. 280 watts, 22 minutes. Not a new FTP. But geez. Tough stuff right there. Awesome race. Really fun course. Brutal. Another high power one out of Scotland. Guys, thank you so much. What? Yeah, that's my mental state. I'll see you later this week. Thanks so much for watching.